And here we are lining up for our first jam of the game. It's going to be 180 April Sours versus 83 Hurricane Lane. And here we go. Jam's been called on. Hurricane Lane gets out, gaining lead. Sours not. Oh. Sours hit out by Shredder, coming to have to go back through the pack. And there she goes, able to get out. Hurricane Lane not far behind her, gaining 4 points. And the jam has been called off.
Next up, for Windy City Wipeouts, we have number 7607, What the Beck, and number 06, Red Bull for Rocky View Rebels. Beck getting lead for the Windy City Wipeouts. Red Bull's still stuck in the pack there. Caught up behind Lester and Concord. Beck out on a short pass with 4 points. There's Red Bull out on the initial. Beck snuck in there on the outside line, getting another 4 points.
Up next we have, I can't see from here, guys. Number 26, Tenacious T, and number 0, Roly Poly. And there goes the pack, pulling back, ready to fight them on the jam line. Both jammers fighting for their spot to get out of the pack. And there goes Roly Poly gaining lead. Tenacious T not far behind him. And now they're rushing the pack. Look at that. And there goes Tenacious T. She was knocked out by Maniac, but that doesn't matter because the jam has been called off.
Next jam, we have number 2010 Mascosis for Rockview and number 83 Hurricane Lane for Windy City Wipeouts. Lane gets out and gets lead. Mascosis is there, stuck behind Shredder. Their Mascosis just squeaking by there. Another 4 points. There's Shredder at the drawback. Just got out for another 4 points.
And in between jams, we have Kaleidoscope hanging out in the penalty box. Up next, we have What the Beck versus, who is it? Stevie Webs, oh my God! And here we go, new jam. What the Beck made it out, and somebody's going to the penalty box. There goes Flawless. Come on, Flawless. And here comes Stevie and Beck both. Ooh, some good dodging there from both jammers. Stevie's out, getting 4 points, while Beck's still fighting through the pack.
point for Rocky View, and what I think is number 5 for Sour Patch for Windy City Wipeouts. Sour's just sneaking by on that inside. Battle of the Sours out there. There's Rockview, quick reform, but not quick enough. April Sours just sneaking by again on the outside line this time. Mixing things up. There's number 909, number 26 out there for Rocky View blocking. Holding her back together. And it looks like number 26 got called for a low block. Stars out for another 4 points, quickly calling it off.
Up next, we have Sperry. Oh no, that is Sperry versus 000 Revenant. Off to the races. Shredder drawing back Sperry, the Revenant not far behind. She-Hulk knocks the Revenant out. Sperry still fighting against these Lethbridge blockers. Both groups of blockers really fighting them. Sperry still fighting the Revenant. The Revenant coming back. Some heavy blocking going on here, guys. These juniors really know how to play roller derby, let me tell you. It's really fun to watch. Oh, and there goes Shredder with the drawback once again. The Revenant still fighting through the pack. And somebody's getting sent to the sin bin. Oh, that's She-Hulk. And there goes Tenacious T, a successful star pass. And that is the jam.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. On Rocky View, we got number 18, Stevie Whips. Woo! And then I cannot see their number on Lethbridge, but they got really. This is number 833, Jackrabbit. There's number 629, Colin, holding Stevie back there. And Jackrabbit sneaking out with the lead. Number 18 heading to the penalty box. Leaving Jackrabbit with a power jam. The white team giving beautiful Jackrabbit just slips on by. Speaking out with another 4 points. And there Jackrabbit decides to call it with a 12-0 jam.
Up next, we have 180 April Sours versus 0 Roly Poly. Tiger. But Roly Poly gets out of the pack, able to get 4 points. And Sowers calls it off, but 008 is headed to the penalty box. Up next, we have number 26, Tenacious T versus Hurricane Lane. Hurricane Lane from Lethbridge. The one downside to this corner is that I can't see any numbers. And Hurricane Lane fights for that, getting lead. Well, Tenacious T is still in the pack. And right as I say that, she gets out. And here comes Hurricane Lane. Mask, remote trying to take her out, but it doesn't work. And Hurricane Lane calls off that jam. Getting 4 points for Lethbridge, 0 for Rocky View. Now we have Stevie Whips versus What the Beck. Fun fact about What the Beck is that she's on a TV show. It's called All Around Champion. You should watch it. Roller Derby is in fact on it. And here we go. Both jammers. Oop. What the Beck fighting. Red Bull not trying to let her go, but lead has been established. Stevie's still fighting against Lethbridge, trying to get that initial. Some tripping going on here. Both jammers still in the pack. And Flawless is running back Stevie. What the Beck has gained 4 more points for Lethbridge. Oops, some more tripping. Is it really derby if you don't fall at least once? Punch buggy drawing back Stevie once again. Well, What the Beck gains 4 more points and calls off the jam. A lot of these juniors did just try out for Team Canada. The roster has not yet been released, but we're all hoping the best for all of you. And with that timeout, I'm going to talk your ear off about the vendor village. Today for vendors, we have Nuclear Free Roller Derby, selling both mainly junior merch. There's 2 Nuclear Free shirts. We have the Screen Punks with shirts, hats, stickers, pins, whatever you want. And then we have Sugar selling her bracelets. All proceeds from Sugar's booth goes towards her potential Team Canada travel fund. And then we have Hell's Bell selling her merch, Lover Girl art. And we have... One second, I have this list.
Yeah, when I turn it off at halftime, I'll swap it.
Okay, and then we can put the other one.
Perfect. Okay. I was like, this is not going to make it.
And then we have Dirt Nerd Mining. I just bought a necklace from him, and it's actually the coolest thing I own. So shout out to Dirt Nerd Mining. And lastly, we have Bad Girlfriend Skates. They do actually have Team Canada merch right now. If you guys are looking for any more patches for your derby vest, that's definitely the place to look. And with that whistle, we are back. Up next, we have Hurricane Lane against Makosis. Yeah. Looks like it's a little bit of a sister line, both Sowers and Mask out. And there goes Hurricane Lane getting lead. Mask being drawn back by none other than Shredder. And some good O from Sowers, letting Mask pass Shredder. But the Revenant is not letting her go. Lots of offense occurring. And that is one knockout. Thank you to our medics. Without you, we would not have roller derby. Medics really are the unsung hero of roller derby. Literally, without them, we would not be having this game right now. So thank you to those three in the corner. We really appreciate you. Thank you for spending your weekend watching some kids beat each other up for fun. And here, Rocky View has a power jam. Tenacious T gets out lead. The pack trying to discuss some strategies. While Hurricane Lane is back out, trying to fight for those initial pass. Tenacious T knocked out, having to go all the way back to the pack. But that doesn't matter, she makes it out. Hurricane Lane fighting hard against the Rocky View pack. The tripod is not making it easy. She-Hulk brings her back to the pack. No pack. 0-0. Oh, we have a whole party for Rocky View in the box. Four people were just sent to the box. Make that 5. With number 0, roly-poly, going in for direction. Right now, the tables have turned. Hurricane Lane has a power jam, but only 4 blockers are out on the track, making it either very easy or very difficult. I don't know. I'm not a jammer. Oh, 616. Oh, a crowd ton of people just came out to the box. Maniac and Tenacious T back on the track. Well, 909 Masquerade goes to the penalty box. Tenacious T trying some jukes. That turnaround letting her get through. Gaining 4 points. If I can see Squid's hands. Yep, 4. And there goes Hurricane Lane. Also gaining 4 points. Tenacious T fighting those blockers. And she's successful. And with that is the 14-minute jam. Shout out to Red Street for getting me pickled. I appreciate you. Up next, we have 180 April Sowers versus What the Beck for Lethbridge. Another jam has been called. Jam 14. Here we go. Lead has not yet been established, but there's some hardcore juking from April Sowers. What the Beck drawn back to the back of the pack. Dodging all of the blockers, but that does not stop Nemesis from making Lethbridge not letting it be easy. Tenacious T still fighting for that pass during a power jam. And she does it. I don't know how these kids do it. This is a couple of their third games of the day. Like, that's crazy. And there goes Nemesis. Screw it like butter, just able to go. And What the Beck back on the track. Additional pass has finally happened for What the Beck, with not a lot of time left on the clock. Nemesis fighting for 4 more points, but she gets drawn back by Punch Buggy. Oh, but they were both pushed out, so she gets to go, and that is the jam. Up next, we have 1-8 Stevie Whips versus 0-0-0 Revenant. Both teams are back at full strength, nobody in the box. And there they both go. Sperry attempted to give her sister some O, but Revenant gets out, getting that initial pass and lead. Stevie's still fighting for her initial pass. Lethbridge is not making it easy for her, but in the same breath, Rocky was not making it easy for Revenant. Somebody's being sent to the box. Oh, soda pop. And there goes Revenant, able to gain those 4 points. Well in the pack, Stevie is still fighting. Ooh, Shredder trying to get her out, but does not work. Revenant back at the end of the pack. Able to get by Rocky View, and number 7 going to the box. Rocky View still fighting for their initial, if I'm not mistaken. A bit of a tumble over there, but all of them get back up, all is well. Revenant fallen, but he can get up. Somebody getting a high block penalty. Oh, Revenant. Successful star pass for Rocky View. Sister on sister star pass. Sperry brought back to the end of the pack, trying to get that initial pass for Rocky View. However, the timer runs out. Also, I totally lied. There was an initial pass. And Black calls a timeout.
Oh, there you are. And we are back.
Right now, the scores are 95 Lethbridge to Rocky View Rebels 69, with 6 minutes-ish left in the period. I cannot see the jammers, but there are jammers out there. She-Hulk for Rocky View. Has a power jump. 06 Red Bull also in the penalty box for Rocky View, and She-Hulk calls it off. With Revenant in the penalty box, that means Black is starting with a power jam for Mask. Jam. Oh, a 6-0 jam, making it a 21-point difference. 102 Lethbridge, 81 Rocky View. Next, we have number 0 Roly Poly versus number 18 Stevie Whips, giving each other a fist bump before the 5 seconds. And with that whistle, we're off. And Roly Poly gets the lead. Shredder drawing back Stevie. Both jammers are in the packs, fighting for either points or initial. Neither group of blockers making it easy for these kids. Gets those points. And there is another successful part of the Star Pass for Rocky View. Tenacious T. One easy move and she gets out for the initial. 1-6. Number 0, Roly Poly, going to the penalty box, meaning that Rocky View gets a power jam. And right as I said that, we're going to have a jammer swap. That means that Roly Poly gets to go out, and Tenacious T gets to sit out for the same amount of time that Roly Poly did, making it maybe 5 seconds. And there goes Roly Poly, another 4 points. Tenacious T not far behind, getting a 4 points for Rocky View. The pack preparing for the entrance of both jammers. Roly Poly almost getting out, but next we have, I can't see, Mask versus, I don't know. During this timeout, let me remind you that we have some vendors, Bad Girlfriend Skate, on site with some Team Canada merchandise, which you can get customized with your name and number right here on site for a very small additional fee. And now we have number 08, Maniac versus Mask. Current score is 88 for Rocky View versus 118 for Lethbridge. Now we have 83 Hurricane Lane versus 006 Red Bull. Whoops, 06. Those blockers really well blocking. Red Bull drawn back while Hurricane Lane gets the lead. Mo sent to the penalty box. Hurricane Lane getting 4 points. Red Bull once again pulled back, trying to fight against what the Beck, but I mean, juniors will be juniors and they will fight hard. And there goes Hurricane Lane, another 4 points. Red Bull still fighting. Tries an apex jump, but couldn't quite make it. Has to go to the back of the pack. But there he goes. And Hurricane Lane calls it before Red Bull can get any points. And now it's intermission. We'll see you again in 14 minutes and 54 seconds. Stevie versus Hurricane Lane. Stevie with lead, but Hurricane Lane not a player have that satisfaction, not the comfortability. Volleyball taking a bit of a tumble, same with Stevie, and Stevie calls it off, gaining 3 points for Rocky View and none for Lethbridge. Up next, we have Mask versus Jackrabbit. Jackrabbit starting off hot, going in the penalty, or nope, going into the pack fast. And it looks like that pays off with lead and Mask. Mask is sent to the penalty box, meaning that Lethbridge has a power down. And so they're going to show off their offensive skills. And it works, as Jackrabbit gets 4 points for Lethbridge. Here she comes again, ready to fight the Rocky View blockers. One six not making it easy, trying to get her out, but it doesn't work. And Jackrabbit again with another 4 points. And Mask is back. And Sour Patch not letting her get those points though, getting her back to the end of the pack. And Jackrabbit is back in as well. Both jammers really fighting through that pack, trying to get some points. And Jackrabbit successful, where Mask is put out by what the Beck, having to get drawn back to the back of the pack. What the Beck trying to do it again. However, Mass gets past before it happens, and Jackrabbit has 4 more points, and that is the jam.
Cupcake!
Meaning that this
Cupcake!
was a
Cupcake!
16-0 jam.
Are you playing all of it now?
Next is Maniac versus Tenacious T for Rocky View. Both teams are at full power. Nobody is in the penalty box. Sin bin is
I'm
empty.
having a conversation with you, but I've got to pay attention. So, I know. I just want to say something to you.
Tenacious T trying to juke out Maniac. And it seemingly works as she got lead. Maniac still fighting through those Rocky View blockers. Still trying really hard to go through. Same with She-Hulk, however, she gets past. And so does Tenacious T. Tenacious T getting 4 points. Roly-poly going to the penalty box as Maniac comes back around trying to get points. Tenacious T able to just skate by and get those 4 points and call it off. However, it does not leave Lethbridge pointless as they gain 2. Mask once again at the jam line paired with Revenant.
I know. It sometimes just your temper comes out, right? Like
With
your
that
freshman
whistle, we're
track.
back to another jam. Oops, some tumbles happening. And everybody's okay while Revenant gets lead. Mask fighting, but Hurricane Lane not letting it be easy as she knocks her out and makes Mask go to the end of the pack. And Mask is out. Same with Revenant. Revenant getting 4 points for Lethbridge as Mask fights to get some before something happens. Mask juking, however, gets out of the track. Revenant trying to do something similar, but the tripod has pinned him. Mask gets out getting 4 points. Revenant still fighting against the Rocky View blockers. Poppin' Skulls pulling him out of the track and pulling him to the back. But the Revenant gets through, getting 4 points. Mask comes back in. Hurricane Lane trying to prevent those points. And did it work? 3 points for Rocky View, and so that was a 7-point jam for Rocky View, 8 points for Lethbridge, making it 105 to 157. Up next, we have Sperry Me versus What the Beck. Nope, that's not What the Beck. Who is that? Jackrabbit again. Thank you to the Lethbridge family beside me for telling me who's who. And Jackrabbit gets lead, sticking to that outside line and able to just skate through. Sperry fighting. Punch buggy trying to not let it happen, but it does. And Sperry's out on her initial. Some offense happening by 5-4 Sour Patch for Jackrabbit. Tenacious T really carry back out. Jackrabbit still fighting against Rocky View, and Jackrabbit calls it off. And that is a 4-4 jam. Now we have Maniac versus She-Hulk. She-Hulk stays on the inside and gets lead. Maniac fighting through, and she's out as well. Meaning that both jammers are able to score points. the pack, leading her into the Rocky View tripod. Whereas up at the front, She-Hulk is fighting against Lethbridge's tripod and wins, meaning that she gets 4 more points. Maniac is still really fighting against these Rocky View blockers, not letting her get those 4 points. Once again, thank you for our medics. Without you, we would not be able to have this event. You truly are the backbone of roller derby and unsung heroes of this sport. Up next, we have Mask and Revenant jamming. And with that tweet from Gina, we are on. Mask getting drawn back by Shredder while Revenant gets lead. With some O from T, Mask is able to get past Shredder, but has to go to the back. Revenant out with 4 points. Mask still fighting for her initial. The Lethbridge blockers not making it easy for her. Shredder being sent out with the direction, and Mask getting drawn back to the end of the pack, having to fight against the Lethbridge skaters while Revenant gets 4 more points, and Mask is out. With some offense from roly-poly, Revenant gets those sweet 4 more points. Mask fighting for her 4 points. Tripod trying really hard to kick her out. However, she stops herself and is trying to regroup. But she gets out. With that whistle, the scam is done. These skaters showing no mercy today. Up next, we have Stevie Whips versus What the Beck. Each jammer trying to ride respective lines. However, it doesn't work for either one of them, as neither one has made it out of the pack yet. Stevie fighting really hard against Lethbridge, while What the Beck takes a massive tumble, gets back up and is fighting against the Rocky View. And with that, Stevie Whips has lead. Her initial has been done. What the Beck gets choked out by Rocky View and regroups to try to fight. And with sticking on the inside line, she makes it out of her initial. And Stevie gets 4 points for Rocky View. And here comes What the Beck, fighting through that tripod, but Masquerade really counter-blocking, trying to not let her in. Stevie Whip's drawn back by a Lethbridge skater. I believe that's Jackrabbit. It is Jackrabbit. And Stevie Whips calls it off. Up next, we have 08 Maniac versus Tenacious T. Tenacious juking hard against Flawless, but Flawless is not making it easy. knocks out, getting 4 more points. Well, Tenacious T still fights against these Lethbridge blockers. They're ruthless. And she does it. She's out. Her initial pass, her initial pass successful. But Maniac calls it before she can get any points. Currently, the scores are 129 for the Rocky View Rebels and 191 for the Windy City Wipeouts. Now we have Hurricane Lane versus Bury Me. These kids showing no lack of energy after a full day. Bury Me gains lead. Hurricane Lane also out of the pack. Jammers yelling to their blockers. Sperry called off. Sperry getting 1 point, making it a 1-0 jam. Celebrating her victory. Now we have Sperry's sister Stevie on the jam line with What the Beck for Lethbridge. What the Beck attempting to stick on the inside line, however gets knocked out by a Rocky View skater. Stevie fighting against Lethbridge, but their blockers are also not making it easy. And Black 7 getting sent to the penalty box. While Stevie has gained lead, What the Beck is in front of her. And Stevie's fighting against those Lethbridge skaters, but they knock her out, push her back, and she calls it. What the Beck gaining 4 points, and Stevie gaining 2, I believe. Now we have Maniac 08 versus 083 She-Hulk. And we have a timeout for White. While this timeout occurs, I would like to remind you that we do have vendors. We have Nuclear Free Roller Derby, who practices in this building twice a week. They're selling t-shirts, patches, I believe also stickers and tote bags. We have Scream Punks from Vancouver selling their merch. And we have Sugar selling bracelets, croc gibbets, all of that fun stuff. We have Lovergirl Art selling her art to also hopefully get some cash for Team Canada. We have Adaslam and She-Hulk's chocolates, Derby Girl chocolates. We have Nerd Dirt Mining, and we have Bad Girlfriend Skates. And with that whistle from Gina, timeout is done. Revenant's swing or something to warm up his arms. And with that whistle, we are on. It is 08 Maniac versus 083 She-Hulk. Maniac out front, however, has not made it out of the pack as the Rocky View Rebels are fighting hard to not let her go through. However, with no pack called, she gets through. She-Hulk fighting to get out on her initial. And with that, she's still fighting as Wallace knocks her down, but she stays in the track. And whereas I said that, she does get knocked out by Shredder. But White 6'1", Shredder is sent to the box for a direction. Masquerade doing her laterals against Maniac, however Maniac gets past her, where She-Hulk has made it out of special, trying to get some points from these leftward skaters. However, Maniac does not let that happen and calls off the jam. We have Hurricane Lane versus Mask for a Rocky View. Hurricane Lane decided to start all the way back there, doing a little dance for the viewers. And Mask gets lead, juking against the rock or the left bridge. However, Hurricane Lane also gets out not far behind. Slam has found her way into the box. And Hurricane Lane gets out with 4 points. Mask still fighting for her 4 against Lethbridge. However, like always, Lethbridge is not making it easy. And somebody gets a multiplayer. I can't tell you who. Sour Patch jamming for Lethbridge versus, oh, we have another timeout. And timeout has ended. And Jackrabbit just falls for the lull, I guess. And now we have number 5-4 Sour Patch versus Tenacious T. And Sour Patch gets out, but she does not have a lead. And Tenacious T does. Addy Slam back out of the box. 5-4 gets a cut. And Tenacious T trying to get that in, trying to get out of the pack. And she's successful, getting 4 points for Rocky View. And the blockers are trying to figure out what to do. How to make this power jam either as effective as possible or least effective as possible, depending on what team they're on. And Tenacious T is able to just skate by the Lethbridge blockers, getting 4 more points. So far, this is an 8-0 jam for Rocky View. 4 more points for Tenacious T. While Sour Patch is back on the track from the sin bin, fighting against Nemesis. And now Stevie whips. And she wins. She gets 4 points. Sticking on the outside line, she is able to stay in and get 4 points. And White 017 is heading to the box in between for a cut. This was a 16-6 jam for Rocky View, making it 1-5-1 versus 2-11. Now we have Mask. Now we have Zero Roly Poly versus Mask, and right as I say her name, she gets lead. Roly Poly fighting against those Rocky View blockers. However, Red Bull Mo. Oh, and he gets out. Number 08 Maniac really holding the Rocky View jammer. However, and it happened. She gets knocked out. Ball is pulling her back. gets called off. Shout out to Cakes for planning this entire event for these juniors. Now we have number 8-3 Hurricane Lane versus number 2-6 Tenacious T, who gets lead for Rocky View. And with some offense from Shredder, Hurricane Lane is able to get out of her initial. Blockers discussing. And Shredder knocks Tenacious T out. Tenacious T has a big smile on her face as she falls to the ground and comes back in. The Hurricane Lane's out with 4 points. Tenacious T taking a little bit of a tumble from Shredder, but Shredder gets called for a direction. Tenacious T gets out, but however is called for a cut, meaning that Hurricane Lane is on a power jam. Yelling to her blocker, she tries to get some points. Will it work? Getting 4 points for Lethbridge. With another yell, the Lethbridge blockers move, giving some good offense for Hurricane Lane. However, She-Hulk is not making it easy. Tenacious T is back. A whistle is called for a penalty. I don't know who got it. Hurricane Lane gets 4 more points for Lethbridge. Tenacious T fighting against Shredder and Punch Button and 616. However, she makes it through and gets those 4 points that she's been very hard fighting for. And so does Hurricane Lane. I can see Squid's hand, number 4. And with Shredder falling out of the track, the penalty has, or the jam has been called. Now we have Addy Slam versus What the Beck. You guys know the drill with that whistle. That means that jam is on and it has started. Addy Slam fighting against 083, or just 833 Jackrabbit, and she does it. She gets lead. Looking back to What the Beck, she's fighting against Rocky View, who reforms at top. Most grade, trying to push her out of bounds with Nemesis. She-Hulk trying to brace her blockers and continue to block. At the very front, we have Addy Slam fighting against 5-4, I believe that is, and 833. And somebody's receiving forearm. And in fact, not just anybody, What the Beck, meaning that Rocky View has a power jam. So that means Addy Slam has to win some points here. And she does, getting 4 points for Rocky View. Rocky View blockers discussing. She-Hulk looking very confused. And Addy Slam comes in, however, 5-4 Sour Patch just nicks her out of the pedal or out of the track, drawing her to the back of the pack. Number 60 attempting to push her out, however, it's not successful. Addy Slam skates in with the pack, trying to get past these Lethbridge blockers. And here comes What the Beck, caught out of the penalty box, and she gets out. Squid Vicious signal unless she gets 4 points as this jam gets called off. 7 points for Rocky View on the board after that jam. 4 points for Lethbridge, 165 versus 235. For those of you who can do math really easily, I'm sure you know that difference, but I don't. Now we have 629 Flawless versus 1-8 Stevie Quips. Stevie sticking to that outside line, where Flawless sticks to that inside line, both skaters getting out. However, Flawless has lead. The pack is racing, however they go to a stop, and she calls it as Stevie knocks it over and eats the baby. I really hope one of the photographers got the photo of that, because that was awesome. Jones is shaking his head at me. He did not get that photo. Now we have the battle of the 8-3s. You see your 8-3 She-Hulk versus 8-3 Hurricane Lane. This matchup has definitely happened before, and I just realized they have the same number. Hurricane Lane out. She-Hulk was fighting against Shredder, but she makes it out. Here comes Hurricane Lane, sticking tight to that inside lane, and it works. Most Green trying to fight, catch up to her, however, Shredder just knocks her out. She-Hulk comes in. Supernova trying to push her out, however, she's able to just step back in. And here comes Hurricane Lane. Mask trying to chase her, but it just doesn't work out, unfortunately. Mo takes a little tumble as She-Hulk pushes through, sending Shredder down, and that is that jam. This is a 10-point jam for Lethbridge and a 4-point jam for Rocky View. Actually, I think I'm wrong. 6? No, yep. Now we have Sperry Me versus What the Beck. Once again, shout out to the people sitting beside me who can see the numbers and I can't. Hi, Mystic. What the Beck dancing on the inside line is able to get out as Sperry still fights against Lethbridge. Trying to get some opening for Nemesis. What the Beck comes back, turning the corner. Sperry takes a tumble. Somebody getting a penalty for that. Oh. And that is a power jam for Rocky View as What the Beck is moving on. Sperry fighting for her life trying to get those points. Actually, I think she's trying to get initial, I'm not quite sure. 5-4 center patch going to the box. Sperry Me still fighting against the Lethbridge skaters. And she gets through. Her initial has been done. So now she can get points. And here comes What the Beck back on the track after spending some time in the sit bin. Rocky View trying to not let her go. And it works as she has to get drawn back, but also so does Sperry as she also was knocked out. Sperry manages to Sperry fighting against Lethbridge, Beck fighting against Rocky View. Who will be able to get points first? Somebody gets a penalty. Somebody's getting a forearm penalty. And that's number 6-2 for White. And What the Beck is out with 4 points, while Sperry sits in the box, joined by her friend Kaleidoscope. And with that jam is called. Currently it is 169 versus 249. Now we have 08 Maniac versus, I can't see the jammer.